Shalom. First and foremost, we like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children, listen, learning, and to the Baishit of God, the house of David. This is Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. You are the true children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. Salvation belongeth unto you and you alone. All right, first and foremost, to the 144,000 elect men, then the multitude of the men, women, and children who believe upon the testimony of Yahweh, which his name means he is, he to be, he exists. By Hashem in the name, Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, his name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he saves, he delivers, he is salvation for the nation of Israel. All right, by Hashem in the name, Rachak Wadash, Holy Spirit or Spirit Holy, which you must have to receive this truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and to believe upon those names. All right, and this is a first installment of what you need to know. All right, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. What you need to know for your salvation. All right, hey, the time is coming. All right, the time is coming where Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is about to really stir your faith up. All right, and really test, hey, brothers and sisters out there who call upon his name, and see if you truly be in the faith. All right, and to try the world. All right, but without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this installment. Lord willing, be edifying, uplifting unto the body.
This is Psalms 94:16 says, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?"
Right, so Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is asking this question. Hey, who's going to stand up? All right, who's going to stand up against the evildoers? Who's going to stand up against Esau, Edom? All right, who's going to stand up against his draconian measures? All right, who's going to stand up and who's going to be willing to sacrifice? Right, because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai says you have to bear your cross daily. All right, and be willing to give it all for him. All right, because if you're not standing for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you're standing on the wrong side of prophecy. Okay, you're being adverse and you're following the evildoers. All right, following first and foremost Esau, Edom. All right, as it is this man's kingdom. So to follow in these last days, to follow the directive of your government, all right, exactly as they want and see fit, you are ultimately following after the devil. Okay, that the Bible speaks of.
That's what pretty much everything that Esau, Edom is doing right now. And the laws that they're setting up in place, and they're getting, they're pushing forth the anti-Christ movement. A godless nation. They're pushing it forward to be, really as they are, devils playing that adversary. But they're doing it to push forth, pretty much to cast away all forms of worship besides themselves. That's not with their motive. I got this right here in 2nd Esdras, the 8th chapter, in the 50th verse. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time. In the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." All right, and the pride of this devil and the followers even being of of the righteous in this time, that of Jacob, the Israelites who follow after the ways of Esau, Edom, and that are going to continue to follow in their ways that lead to which the ways that Esau Edom lays out is a path of destruction. All right.
All right. Matter of fact, I got one. Were you done? Got it.
Yeah, I want to get verse 51 too. It says, "But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee." So, it is our responsibility. It's the prophet's responsibility to call out, and to warn the sheep. But, if you're an Israelite, a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or a speckled bird whose father's line goes back, it's your responsibility to what? Seek out the glory that for such, as it says, such as be like thee. To seek out the glory of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai, and finding the way that you were really supposed to, be likened unto, as the elect, has found the truth, all right, and once you find the truth, you have to understand it and grow in that faith. All right, because that faith is what's going to deliver you, by, as it says in 2nd Esdras 9, the 9th chapter, you're going to be delivered by what? Faith and works.
God. All right, you got it.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, starting at verse 4.
Hold that real quick. Wait for that to come out.
Okay.
Because that's kind of jumping ahead. You had what did you have?
I had the Matthew 12:30. He that is against me. Or the other one was
I also had Matthew 23 and 34, where it says.
If you're gonna read it. But let's let it
here.
flow a little bit.
I got 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2, and it reads, "That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach is at hand." All right. So we are moving forward in prophecy that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has revealed unto us, first and foremost, to our head apostle Tahar, all right, and then Apostle Kabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakah, all the elders and the bishops, all the way down to the newest brother, believing upon the testimony of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, making sure and warning the people, all right, warning and feeding the sheep of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, that we now understand in this day and this time that salvation is nearer than we believe. Okay? That prophecy will be fulfilled. There hasn't been a moment of slackness in prophecy with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. It's all at its appointed time in the right time. Okay? Verse 3, and it reads, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall come, except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." And Esau Edom is being revealed and exposed even more. All right, now he's pulling all stops out. Essentially, he's pulling all stops out. All the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted. So what else is there left to do? Implement his order.
Mm-hmm.
So that's essentially what is left for him to do, is to implement all his draconian measures. All right. Through his legislative system, what he has done in times past, as we're reading, how all these things have, throughout the ages, been amended in laws. President after president has had a part in really to get to this point, but ultimately, really, if you look at it through the spirit, the downfall of this queendom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the brothers in the main camp had a lesson, the other day with was a new age, something along those lines, and it's a new age. We're going into, it's like how Esau is building his NWO, but at the same time, the Lord is we're coming into the age of righteousness. Jacob ruling.
God.
You know, so these are the events that must take place for us to get there. But in at the same time, these devils is trying to build up, you know, because they believe in their hearts, as it says in the book of Psalms, that their houses shall continue forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we're seeing how, you know, Esau is getting ready to, you know, pull out all the stops and signs to, you know, to, in his mind, continue things while the Lord is, you know, constantly striking it down. You know, and he's, as the scriptures say, that he'll be in slippery places.
Right. Let me read 4 and then you can get it. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4, and it reads, Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth on the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. All right. So this devil, he believes that he is in the position of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He believes that he has the authority and the power to do any and everything that is in his heart's desire. His heart being his mind. All right. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to show him otherwise. All right. What he is doing is essentially, truthfully, fulfilling the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. On the left-hand side.
Right.
As he was made to be the adversary. He was made to be adverse unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So if he didn't do it, he would be going off.
Yep.
All right. So he's in his right state, doing what it is that he needs to do, and help forwarding this final ass whooping.
Being the best villain ever.
I got something that line up perfectly with that. But before, you know, going back, you know, backtracking just a quick second to, you know, Esau's exposure, and you seeing that right after, because that's where I was going with it, was right after the 250th, you know, anniversary of this place and of this captivity, Babylon the Great, you know, they showed even more that, you know, where their allegiance lies with, you know, the small hats.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now talking about and pushing forth this joining of, you know, forces with them. All right, so how you celebrate, you know, in the forefront of news of how great, you know, Babylon the Great is, but then shortly after, you know, and people know, you know, who's really calling the shots,
right?
But shortly after, you're showing, you know, behind, you know, in not the you know, headlines of things, of media, but you're showing that you're really here to defend and be an aid unto you know, unto those people over there in our land.
Right.
You know, and we know how the scripture is going to play it out, you know, with the least of the flock drawing America out. And but it shows that, hey, this new system is for, you know, that chief tribe, you know, is for Amalek, you know, and for their defense. The ID, you know, the ID, you know, F. You know, with America, why is it a necessity that they, you know, are in control of, you know, AI and have, you know, access to personal data of what happens to the American citizens?
Right.
Well, because they're going to control it.
And there's no longer the why did this devil set up that they no longer need the aid. They no longer need the aid because they became the system.
Yeah, he said that's why, right? That's why Nadiu came out with that statement saying we want to get away from the aid. You know, we wanted to stop now. Why? And then what? Right after that, that's why y'all don't need the aid, because you are the aid now.
Right. You're entrenched in the system.
You just got more than the aid. You combine forces.
Right. You got the resources.
So
all resources.
I want to grab this real quick, and you brothers got it. This is Ezekiel 21:11. It says, "And he hath been given it to be furbished." That talking about the sword. It says that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it to the hand of the slayer. All right, and pretty much Esau Edom is being perfected. For this destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Now he got his robot dogs, his drones ready, his all his weaponry is ready. The chip is ready. The
everything, his whole arsenal.
Yeah, everything that he's gonna need to use. In these times. AI technology is there now,
and all the natural resources.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's using not only AI and all these technocracy tools against you, but he's weaponizing the natural resources, taking natural resources and using through his technocracy, having animals and so on and so forth turn up with these frequencies.
Yeah, that's why he don't care. Like, these data centers use up too much water. Well, that's gonna play perfectly. In his mind, it's going to play perfectly in his hands because he could dry out the people, cut the useless leaders off,
Mm-hmm.
but also or useless eaters, but cut the undesirables out, and at the same time, herd the people to taking this MOTB.
Yep.
Or to coming unto him for the one of all things.
Oh, you're talking about the 500,000 club.
Yeah.
They call it, they changed the name of it UBI to I believe it's UHI now.
Yeah.
Universal High Income.
Right. It's not. It can't be base.
Yeah.
Right. It can't be base
It
because
can't.
essentially he was showing himself as the base man there too. I'm gonna give you the basis of what you need.
The bare minimum. They got to make it sound good.
Right.
They're soothsayers.
Right. Speak unto me smooth things.
Yeah, you gonna be high. In this high.
They're gonna keep you outside.
Hey, they give you all these gifts, but remember the scripture says, roughly paraphrase the scripture, hey, a gift destroyeth the heart, destroyeth the mind of the people. How much more the Israelite man, woman, and child? All right. Hey, you are definitely susceptible if you have not Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to fall to this devil's wiles. All right. It's designed that way. It's designed for you to fall. Okay? That's why the devil is taking every natural resource, everything that he can to be against you, Jake. Okay? And you women are starting to see it a little bit right now. All right? He weaponized you against you. And weaponizing you against you, you put your defense out of the house. All right? You turned your back on the only thing that you have for your defense, which is the man.
Yeah.
And how much more a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. In these coming days, you Eves out there, right? You Eves out there, you're going to have a lot of trouble, all right? Because you're one of the most undesired women on the planet. The so-called Negro woman is the most undesired woman on the planet, all right? To dwell with. Hey, you can lay with anybody, all right? But who's going to truly deal with you? Okay? You have not made it a pleasant thing. All right?
Right. Go on, can you grab Sirach 12 and 16?
You got something else, Darash?
You said Sirach 12.
Yeah, I had the book of
You said 12.
12 and 16. You good?
I had the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21, concerning Esau. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. And this not only just goes into militarily war, but in all aspects of life, you know, like the brother said, you know, this devil, he's spiritually designed to be the wicked. He's spiritually designed to, you know, have that deceitful spirit, the spirit where he comes off as being harmless, but, you know, the moment you drop your guard, he fucks you over. Right. That's just his nature. That's who he is.
Yeah, his nature is a cunning hunter.
Subtle beast.
Yeah, he'd rather have you weak, so you're not at your full potential. He gets you while you're weak.
Right. That's why you got a lot of these in movies, whether it be like the Hunger Games or whether it be like the Hunt or something like that. They always put a little stipulation on them. Shoot their hand.
Unleash.
Sickness or something.
Yeah, they unleash explosive diarrhea.
Right.
What they call it, a fungal.
Fungal infection?
No, they say this thing is called like a
fungus to the butt.
No, I forgot the term that they use. Like I can't. It's like an outbreak, something.
Yeah.
I'll look it up real quick.
This is not medical information. Please do your own research.
Well, it's just what they call it.
Right.
What was being...
The scientific name or just a parasite?
It was just like an outbreak, something outbreak. It's like pretty much that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's part of the pestilence, and that's part of his...
it's another part of the weapons.
Yeah, it's like I said...
He weaponized everything.
Yep.
Just like those... black sites were found about, bats and
bats and rabies,
bats and everything, and all these other black sites were found about, harvesting human tissue, all right, and experiments being done and stuff being exposed and released and, stolen out of these sites, all right. This happens way too often. All right, so if it happens as often as it does, can it truly be an accident? Or would that just be designed to find an scapegoat? All right, we can say that way nobody has to be really to blame. It just made it out, it was an accident, it was stolen or whatever, whatnot. All right?
This devil's, MO, it's a problem. Oh God, what is that process?
Problem reaction solution.
Yeah, problem reaction solution.
Order FKO.
Yep. That right there is his ultimate way of controlling society and getting people to rely on him for answers.
Right.
Well, it's a whole mind fuck because that's where he wants people to come to him. Like I said, that's that God complex. Come to me for all things. I'll protect you. I'm your savior. I'm going to bring the chaos, and you're going to come to me, and I'll save you out of the chaos that I'm
right. Because he prescribed, in essence, he is a worldly physician prescribing a worldly physician diagnosing the problem, then prescribing the treatment with side effects.
And there's no cure of the medicine. It's just to keep fucking you up.
And that's part of that right there is part of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Right. This is how this devil operates. Hey, you got to pay to live and you got to pay to die. All right? Seriously.
Yeah.
You pay to live and you pay to die. This is all part of this devil's plan. He makes money outside of the grave throughout the whole time that you're up above ground until the time you're under the ground.
Yeah.
All right? And then he's still trying to bank and make money off of you.
Look at your celebrities.
All right?
And you show you by that.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael Jackson. That's a perfect thing right now.
That nigga sleep.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, and goes to show you a high level of sorcery.
Yeah.
Because here it is, the world fell into it again. All right? Not to say he's not a good artist. He wasn't a good artist or whatever, whatnot. But you got to understand, hey, this devil has weaponized everything, and that includes your music. All right, it's your food, the air, the water, everything.
They make it look like it's not harmless, but that shit is fucking.
Right.
It's fucking off your soul, man, because it's keeping you distracted and not keeping you on your watch.
Right. We was just at a dance party. It was only a dance party. Yeah, it was a dance party. But what did it say? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Yahweh said Yahushai's gonna come back. What? As what? A thief in the night. Mm-hmm. So while you're at that dance party, not worrying and thinking everything's fine and carefree, hey, then suddenly destruction shall come. All right? And that destruction is being brought ultimately by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
I just had a pre just because you said that.
Yeah.
I pull it.
Yeah, you pull the pre and then you go say.
This is just off what the brother was saying about people going back to where that means they lost patience.
Yeah.
You know? Is Ecclesiasticus 2 in verse 14, it says, "Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall visit you?" So that's you know, staying in the world and not really caring and, you know, seeking for mercy and salvation. What you're gonna do when Yahweh Bashem Yahushai just in that hour? He's telling him to come like a thief in the night. You all still doing that fuck shit, and then boom, he appears. Then what?
Yeah, and no, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai visiting you is in multiple ways. Mm-hmm. All right, hey, when these laws get turned over, all right, they get overturned into the Noahide laws. All right, hey, that's gonna give you the room for nothing. It gives you the room for nothing. It comes to the case that you comply or you die.
Yeah.
Okay?
Choose this day who you gonna serve.
So this devil understands that he has written his laws in such a way in order after amendment after amendment after amendment to strip away to get to this point where now I encompass and embody all the law.
Right. So we're gonna get some news from Trump. You know, this is all coinciding with, you know, the reactivation of this third world war.
Yep.
You know, the third world war. You know, being, you know, as tensions get heightened once again.
And it's funny. I was watching a video off of Democracy Now! With Amy Goodman, where that whole thing over there with the Strait of Hormuz. Trump is sending ships over there for, you know, he did that blockade thing again.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna proclaim himself as the guardian of the Strait of Hormuz. And I'm like, that God complex. And I'm like, okay, so he thinks he can gain control by being basically the gatekeeper for the Strait of Hormuz. But like he said, you know, there's gonna be like a 20% fee for those who come in.
There's already a gatekeeper.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
This fool is delusional.
Yeah,
that goes yet to show you.
He's trying to do every can to hold on to that control.
Yeah, you know, hey, somebody already controls the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, that's just, you know, saying that they're going to take it over,
right? Or
attempt to take it over.
And that it's just a further tensions.
You get a better deal with us.
Yeah, it's a further tensions. It's like saying, "This ain't your block. This is my block," right? You the bully on this block, you know. This is worldly bantering and war games.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, though. You know, because everything that they've done over there so far has only made things worse.
Right. Each piece stuff.
And they've already said that it's irreversible. So, you know, with you know, Lindsay gone now,
mm-hmm.
you know, and there being, you know, questions about how, you know, he kicked the bucket. You know, are these really just, you know, is this what comes in the near future? Like, speaking of, like, what comes with these strikes and the attacks for him to get that position, is that gonna be, you know, really done out of retaliation, or you know, we're gonna see, because it might already be escalated to that point,
right?
You know, and we just don't know,
right? Hey, because this devil doesn't give you the real news, all right? He gives you something. This devil gives you enough in the news to make you fall asleep and be delusional that, hey, everything's okay. America's greater than ever.
Peace and safety.
Peace and safety. Everything is flourishing, right? That's what the 250-year party was for. All right. Hey, and essentially, you people out there should have been looking at it as the White House is for sale. All right.
It's already been sold.
It's been sold already. All right. It goes to the highest bidder. Okay. And the highest bidder, hey, it can be rented, it can be sold, it can whatever.
Or they already sold your freedom.
Yeah.
That's already been signed away.
747.
A long time ago.
A 747 as a gift, or 757 as a gift to DJ Trump. All right. Hey, the land has been broken down, bought and paid for for many countries. All right. Hey, let's not even get into the real financial depth and aspect of it. All right, with birth certificates and all that. But this devil has continuously had the ability to lead people astray, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai is tired of it. All right, he's tired of wickedness in the earth, so righteousness is going to return to the earth. But these things must happen before. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You done with that, Colin?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, this is the book of Job, chapter 13, verse 4.
You gotta speak up, bro.
So Slakia. This is the book of Job, chapter 13, verse 4. It says, Ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. Okay, I'm going to read that in the NLT. And it says, As for you, you smear me with lies. As physicians, you are worthless quacks. And when you look at the word quack, it's basically a medical term for someone who's a fraud, a medical fraud.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what Edom is. He's the biggest quack on the planet, man. He's all his his laws and how his businesses, like we said before, he's spiritually designed to fuck you over, and like nothing good comes of this devil. You can't do any type of fair business with him, and then he's just overall just bad.
Right, and the good that sort of does, that somebody would say comes from it, is still wickedness. All right, no matter what they do, these food pantries, programs and everything, this devil has no desire really to do good unto you.
You think he's doing charity.
Right. This devil he has no desires.
And his money it's fake, and if you want to call it money, it's really blood money, because
right,
how did this so-called nation get built up? Off the blood, sweat, tears of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians.
Right.
Okay, if it wasn't for us, America wouldn't have what it has.
Yeah.
Right, and this is exactly why this devil continues in his way. All right, because hey, his blessing and what's good, his harm that he's doing is a whipping stick, yet is good for the nation of Israel. All right, because these things must come to pass. This devil has to play it out. If this devil didn't play out his position, we couldn't reach salvation. Right? Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not a man that he should lie. All right? So he said it would happen this way. So we thank for Esau Edom continuing his course, because he has no choice. But it's still not good unto the masses, unto the people, in the way that you are to govern. All right? But so this prophecy can be fulfilled, hey, this devil is right on time. All right? He is right on time. He's doing everything perfectly.
Yeah, he's filling his role as the vessel of destruction.
God.
I got this Job 20:10. It says, His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. So, everything that they try to, Esau's children or, his offspring may try to do to, make amends or rewrite the wrongs that they did is not enough. And they could give but it ultimately, it goes right back to them. So it doesn't make them less guilty or, a good Edomite. They still part of that wicked seed, and they still have, a right, or they still have a seat, in judgment that will be played out. As the Most High said, He will not acquit the wicked. Can you grab that in Ecclesiasticus?
What was it? You said 12 and
12 and 16.
I knew I was told something. Is it Ecclesiasticus 12 and 16? It's like it says, "And an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he found opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's telling you how he gonna save you with and make things better with roach burgers and
cockroach milk
and Maxine waters, but it's really just to take you out. It's really to quench and satisfy that bloodlust that he has, that wicked, to appease his flesh. What does it say? It says that the wicked seeketh to slay the righteous. And everything is orchestrated around that, around him making an attempt to regain his blessing, to find a weapon strong enough to bring him immortality, to continue his reign.
Right. And it'll never happen. Right? It'll never happen because Yahweh Shem Yahushai has already ordained it. All right? Hey, this devil will not inherit the earth. Right? He has rigorous, hardcore bondage coming unto him. 1,000 years. All right? As well as you other nations out there. All the other nations outside of the nation of Israel, you have judgment and bondage coming to you. Everybody, nobody is exempt for the judgment seat. All right? But you other nations, especially Esau, Edom, 1,000 years of hardcore, rigorous bondage. All right? But the difference is, Esau will not, after that 1,000 years, he will not be let loose into the world to inhabit the world again. All right? Read the book of Obadiah. All right? You got something?
Yeah. This is the book of Malachi. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 2, and it says, "I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahweh, yet I loved Jacob." In verse 3, "And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains waste, and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness." Verse 4, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever." So, make things clear between Jacob and Esau. Yahweh, Shem Yahushai chose Jacob. Okay, that's where his heritage lies. That the Lord, Jacob is the Lord's portion, and it says that he hated Esau. Okay, and laid his heritage waste. Okay, and the scriptures say in Psalms that the Lord is angry with the wicked every day. Like, and it said, for us, it's blesses the man that hateth the evil.
Right. The evil and the evildoer.
Yeah.
All right. And the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That wicked chiefly being Esau Edom, the so-called white man.
Yep.
All right. Hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hasn't forgot of what you have done in right now and in times past.
Since the garden.
Right.
And we're coming into that time of this place, and Esau's rulership coming to a complete end. As it says, you're not going to be able to build it back after this final destruction.
And going back to the when you were in the Caucasus Mountains for 1,000 years and you came out, that was you being let loose for that little season. We're in that little season right now, and that season is literally almost over. And you going around colonizing everything, turn this whole world into hell.
And this is the last,
Hoorah.
Yeah, but the very last time of your reign,
Mm-hmm. There's no phoenix from the ashes.
That's true, because it's basically showing that you're a precursor for all the other heathens too as well, that not even them will ever see their dynasty or whatever they think who got next.
The only difference is that Esau is going to be completely done away with in the kingdom.
Yeah, these other nations will understand the place that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has placed you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the hierarchy of nations that he placed you under. All right, and that is the hierarchy of the nation of Israel. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai made one nation to be above all nations. All right, and that's his nation, his people. All right, the 12 tribes from Judah all the way down to Issachar. All right, to be one nation, one people, one stick. All right, in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to push forward his law, his way, righteousness, truth, and justice. All right, that is given into the hands of a righteous ruler. All right, and that being chiefly starting with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, King David, the 12, and then the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel. But with all of Israel keeping the law and forwarding the law unto the world. Okay? There's not ever going to be a time where you pass an Israelite and be like, oh, he's cool. He's cool. We can eat that pork.
That'll be
the
last mistake.
He's cool.
You saw what happened. What's his name? Yesterday?
Yeah, we can get over on it.
Yeah, but it's also going to be like, that glory is going to be so magnificent, these other nations is going to want
to be righteous.
So, yeah, it's going to, because we're going to be an example for this whole world, as it says in Isaiah 2. They're going to come out to the mountain, and into the hills.
It's just like what they're doing now. They don't want to be Jake, but they want to be Jake.
Everybody want to be a nigga. Nobody want to be a nigga.
Yeah, they do it with certain of the laws that they follow in their own,
lands.
Yeah, the own morals that they have. A lot of the stuff that they do, even though it's not perfect, because they can't be perfect. But some of the things that they took, they already took it from from the laws that were given to Moses,
mm-hmm.
and given to us.
Yep, and essentially, when these people, these other nations, like you will have a hierarchy in your own nation, right? And you will be there will be more just kings, to follow after the way, because you don't want your people to have to suffer as much. All right, that's why when the wicked are in rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in rule, the people rejoice. All right, so your kings and the way that your house is governed in those other nations, hey, you will pass judgment and commit that judgment unto the offense, unto somebody who has caused the offense before the Israelites even get there. You're already trying to stamp that out, right? That's the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You will not let wickedness abide amongst you. All right? because you know the judgments, right? Because, hey, in that day, in that time, hey, no, for you other nations, famine, plagues, and everything can still happen and will happen.
Well, yeah, he said the curse is gonna get lifted off Israel and be put on your enemies.
Right.
So y'all gonna have to go through it. What we're exiting out of. Y'all gotta go through it.
Right. But even after that 1,000 years, all right, even after that 1,000 years, if you go off, hey, if they see fit, if the judges see fit, Lord willing, we be those men. Hey, that's no water. You know, your wheat, your harvest, no harvest. All right, these are the things that Yahweh Shem Yahushai finds righteous and just. All right, is to rule with the rod of iron.
Righteously.
All right, righteously.
No buck breaking.
In the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Mm-hmm.
Strict discipline.
Right. Keep them in line and keep them in order. All right. All the other nations got sunned without being a son. You know what I mean?
Yes,
of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Essentially, this is the way. Walk ye in it. All right.
It's like it's like you're a bastard, but not really technically a bastard, but you're a bastard.
Right. I mean, you're a bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bastards, but not technically a bastard, like you said. Yeah. Right. But yeah, you got it.
Oh, this was just off what the brother I just pulled. Ecclesiastes.
Just pull it out.
Yeah.
Just read it.
Psalms 37 and 32. Said the wicked watches the wicked watches the righteous and seeketh to slay him. So that's just like like pitting them in those pits, man, setting you up, digging the ways to take you out. That perpetual hate, man.
Yeah, snares.
Yeah, that's his MO, man.
All the traps that are laid.
Everything's a trap. Shit.
This world is designed as one big trap.
Yeah. Big ass trap.
It's with these fast food places, the target marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's being catered to you, but it's giving you BS. It's giving you things that that make you go off.
Right. Hey,
everything got bacon in it. There's they make shit so expensive in the store where it's almost easier to eat fast food now.
All right. I haven't seen any target marketing for anything that you talk about healthy.
No. It's all Carl's Jr. and fucking what doesn't get in your face doesn't belong in your face type.
Yeah, if you talk about something like that has been proven in the herbologist community, you don't get target market that to help you, right? You get other shit.
Mac and fucking Taco Bell.
No, you get other sorceries, other medicine. Of the world.
Yeah, they put a million in one Blue Chew
Slatrodex.
Blue Chew commercials. Yeah. But
no CMOS.
Instead of what's natural, Hey,
but that goes into him being a physician of no value, and him tricking the world to believe in his pseudoscience. So that goes. And that's going to play a part, even, shortly down the road with this, with the MARK.
Yep.
This is Revelation 12:9. It says, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." The old serpent, Esau, got the same spirit as the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, which started with the serpent. That spirit went down to Cain, and went down to Esau. You can get that in Hebrews, where it says that he had the same spirit, or that he was as the same same as Cain, the wicked one.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about when he sold that birthright. But wait, it said he's going to deceive the whole world. All right, and we're living in that deception.
Right.
All right. In Revelation, the 13th chapter, it says he deceiveth the world by the means of his miracles.
Yep.
All right.
And Elon Musk said that, right?
Yeah. Talking about giving people Jesus-like powers.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. It says, verse 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach, Yahushai, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And that's, what Esau, Edom is doing, making these accusations to justify his judgments.
Mm-hmm.
You had something?
Yeah, that when you said the spirit of Cain.
Yeah, it's 12 and 16, something like that.
I had somewhere else in 1 John 3 and 12.
Oh, you got it.
Okay,
You got it.
It says.
I had the wrong scripture in my mind.
I was
You got it.
Yeah. Okay. This is 1 John chapter 3 verse 12 says, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him, because his own works were evil and his brother's righteous.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's the whole thing with Jacob and Esau. But for it started off first in the garden.
The same spirit.
Yeah. So and I've even heard a few whistleblowers say this world we're living in, it's basically Jacob versus Esau.
Yeah, that's what it is. Still, that spiritual battle. It's still the battle that was in the womb of Rebecca.
Right, because remember, it's 2 manners of nations shall be in that womb, be in thy womb, right? And people don't really take that literally, right? They just think, oh, they're the same dad, same mom. There can't be 2 separate nations.
This is wicked versus righteous.
You know what I mean?
I mean, don't get it twisted. Yes, Esau, Edom, and the Edomites, yes, they are our relatives.
They're niggas.
Yeah, they're our brothers and sisters, but
That's big bro.
the thing is that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai separated the bloodlines between the righteous and the wicked, so that way, yes, we're related, but there is a difference.
Right. Just like there's a difference between you and some of your other siblings, right? If you have any siblings, hey, one went to jail and is a career criminal, and the other one has been on the straight and narrow and never went to jail, right?
Teacher.
He's
Professor.
right, and essentially, you have caused anguish and heartache to your parents, being the one that always goes to jail, and you're not of their stock if your parents, they sort of disown you. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If you have any kind of parents, they sort of, cast you aside and disown you. Hey, that's not the way they were raised in.
Well, Esau, said it like that. He said, it's the time of my father's mourning.
Yeah.
Because he gonna slay Jacob.
Exactly.
So he ain't care. He
So
said,
he cut himself off. Even more so. They just
he had that hatred, kindled in him.
Yep.
Because really that goes into him being plagued with envy and jealousy because of his bad decision, and regret.
And essentially, he had the blessing at one point in time, even though it never really belonged to him. All right, because as his mother was told, 2 manners of nations shall be in thy womb, and the elder shall serve the younger.
But what does the scripture say? Not to harbor hatred. Past before the sun.
Don't let the sun go down on your hatred.
Right. Or on your anger.
Yeah, on anger, the what? That's what I was.
So you're supposed to hash that out.
Right.
But you really, he did the same thing that that Cain did.
Yeah.
So instead of being a man and just squashing the problem like men with reason and just letting it be, but no, he's Esau. He's got to be that.
I'm gonna kill your ass.
He's the biggest grudge holder.
Yeah.
Right.
Off his own decisions that he made, that was a bad decision.
That's why it's a queendom, right? Because there's no accountability. All right. Esau has no accountability. he tries to pawn everything else off on everybody else,
And
Like a
he's
woman.
just like a woman. Hey, there's no, I don't need to have that accountability.
He would be a narcissist, you know, saying that there's nothing wrong with him, and then placing the blame on other people, making them feel like they actually did something wrong.
Yep.
That's goes into that accusation, you know, the accusing of where he pretty much forced and pinned, you know, and created, you know, Jake, the 2/3 of Jake, to be, you know, these
Lions.
these terrors and you know, and these gremlin as you know brainwashed, you know, reprobates. You know, he made that culture for them.
Right.
You know what the culture is.
Right.
You know, he made that you know, that wicked, and he made them flourish into that. After he took away our heritage, he gave a new one that was a incited rebellion.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna he's gonna get you for inciting rebellion against his queendom.
Right.
So, oh ye hypocrites,
Right.
you know, or where is that? The woe unto the hypocrite.
Yeah. Hey, it's just like, as you see here, it's got that, if you can, you know, focus your eyes, it has that the depiction of the
Can you go to
the depiction of, what is it,
9?
Nat Turner. All right, Nat Turner, and the movie is what is it called?
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. The water. All right. So as you see, and that's why the caption reads, when the world is beating you down, but you've read the book of Obadiah, right? Because hey, what essentially did Nat Turner do, right? In the movie, hey, he woke up, as us brothers woke up today through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. See, we understand this devil's in, and we understand his plot. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave us all resources to understand this devil's way. All right. But yet, is it our way? Is it our turn, to continue to feed the sheep through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? Hey, that they may take heed to the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right.
You good over there?
Yeah. Who, me?
No, I'm talking to Ayash.
Yeah.
Should be
9 and 8 or.
Yeah, I believe it's 9 and 8. Give me 1 second. Let me read this real quick.
Okay.
This is a second Ezra 16 and starting at verse 64. It says, therefore, actually I gotta start at 62. Yea, and the Spirit, Almighty power, which made all things and searched out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth. All right. It says, surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin and would hide their sin. You know, Esau, you know, pretty much trying to hide all these and in that, you know, Jake think that they you know, not doing nothing wrong.
Right.
You know, but you know, they gonna be judged just as, you know, our people are gonna be judged. It says, therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. Mm-hmm. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. So all the shit that this case that Esau's building up against, you know, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American is going to be the same thing that they use, you know, to destroy you.
Yeah.
All right. They're going to use these accusations, but they're, you know, the Lord is going to judge you too for that. Because it said in that last part, it says, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. So those sins that you know, that you brought forth, being these, you know, going against the law of the Most High, all right, Esau is going to use those same accounts to pull against you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, going into the laws that they're going to instate, the Noahide laws, which they pulled them from the Talmud, but they still have a biblical
reference.
Yeah. So it says, "What will ye do, or how will ye hide your sins before the Most High and His angels?" All right, because the Most High sees everything. He put the instructions in you the night before. It says, "Behold, the power Himself is the judge. Fear Him." Hey, don't fear man that could destroy. Don't fear the one that can destroy the body, but both. Body and hell.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall the power lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble." So, to get out of this upcoming judgment, which really comes from Yahweh, all right, you gotta, be clean in His eyes first and foremost.
Right.
Yeah, Matthew 7:5.
Right. And this is what this devil is ultimately set up that trick bag, right? In the way where either way on either side, this devil has got you. And we know ultimately Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai really set up the trick bag, right? Because it all leads into the judgment seat, right? You will not escape the judgment once again. All right? The left hand will be judged as the left hand, and the right hand will be judged as the right hand. Right? And if you are a part of the right hand, you do left-handed activities, well, you're going to be with the left hand getting the same judgment.
And you think about that, the number one rule that they're going to implement with those Noahide laws, is the idol worship, which goes into you worshiping, Jesus Christ, but more so Yahushua. All right. But even you Christians that calling that false name, y'all gonna get decapitated for it.
Right.
But those same people, whose spirits belong to Israel, whose forefathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you're gonna be destroyed, by the Edomites for not believing in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
Right.
All right, for not believing the true power. All right, so you really committed,
adultery.
Yeah, idolatry. So you're guilty in the when this gets implemented in the sight of Babylon the Great, and you're guilty from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So going back, it said that those sins are going to be your accusers that day.
Mm-hmm. No escaping, man.
You denied Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai by believing in this, and now you're being decapitated for the same reason.
Right.
Ultimately.
Hey.
The deceived and the deceiver, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to win at the end of the day.
Yep.
Can I get this precept real quick?
Okay. Let him grab this.
Yeah, I got you. This is Amos 9:8. It says, "Behold, the eyes of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, thou power, are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai."
Yeah, so, that sinful kingdom being applied to Babylon the Great in these times, really speaking, of Israel, but, this is that sinful kingdom, in these times, and where the majority of Israel is at.
Right. Hey, and it's all because this devil has had the ability to push forward his agenda. All right? He's got to implement everything that he wanted to implement. Goes to show you yet that this devil, the scriptures, the devil that the Bible speaks of is Esau Edom.
Yeah, and this is going to be a total annihilation, man.
God. You got it.
All right, this is going to be the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 5. Since you were talking about, your sins should be your own accusers, this is, thou hypocrite. First cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye.
Right. And this devil cannot do that. All right. That really is an Israelite custom. All right. That is able to cast the beam out of his own eye. Right. You look at a situation, you understand the situation, you say, hey, I'm going off. These devils don't have that type of discernment because they are the adversary.
They believe that they could do no wrong.
Right.
It
doesn't allow them. They do not have the inkling of room, all right, to believe that they have done something that is to do something that is righteous by their own standing.
Yeah, more so they don't care for to character build.
Yeah, to character build. That's a better way to say it.
Or to self-improve in that type of way.
Yeah.
Because they're not confined to the laws of Yahweh Shem Shai.
They want to build every other way.
That's why they reconstructed, and that's why they reconstruct their own laws.
Mm-hmm. Amendment after amendment to ultimately, once again, to get to this point we're at here today. Because what we read earlier about it, I mean, and it goes back further than that, but it said under Reagan, under Bush, this was pushed. Right? These laws were signed and implemented in orders. Okay? So it goes to show you also what this devil has done through gradualism.
I'm going to slay my brother.
Right? Through gradualism. It wasn't yet the time, but now the time is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now you're not needed.
Right.
That's what the robots is going to take, would, if the Lord allowed it to, which he's not, would take the place of Jake.
Right.
All
Jake. All of Jake. Yeah. Not excluding none. This devil wants the men gone and the women gone.
Because they got their entertainment. They got,
They got a machine that won't talk back to them.
The shit that the AI doing the music.
Right. It can look, if they wanted to see Jake, they could put a face on it.
They don't need a, but they don't even want to see Jake.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They don't want to see Jake. But it's just there's no need.
I just want your skills and your melon.
Right.
They would have, those very few just for that reason.
Right.
To
entertainment.
Well, entertainment, but to get that melanin.
Yep. That's because remember, you are a commodity. You're traded on the stock market. You got it. You had information to bring it up?
No, it was on the Noahide laws about how where it all started and all that.
Oh, yeah. But
a scripture I had was Salakia. It was Ecclesiasticus chapter 19, verse 22. It says, "The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence."
Right. Hey, it's all bullshit. It's what it boils down to. It's all your bullshit, Esau. You believe in your own eyes that you are righteous. You believe in your own eyes that your laws could withstand the test of time, and that they are profitable for the world as it is. All right. When your own laws have shown to be nothing but confusion, chaos, disorder, and flawed. All right. You continuously have a flaw because you are made in perfection of being flawed. Right? You're the perfect you are the perfect broken vase. All right? The break was just perfect. Okay? Your purpose, is playing out. And all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai for it.
And the funny thing is, we hate you with a perfect hatred, a righteous hatred, but we understand why we hate you, because you were specifically made to be what you are.
Yeah, you made to be what you are, and you're just fucking wicked. Everything that you do has an undertone of pure hatred. All right, you are the original smile in your face and stab you in the back.
He'll smile in your face and stab you still in front of you.
Yeah. He'll stab you in the back, front, side. It don't matter.
Yeah, he just a stab.
It's a trap all the way around. You are that dagger.
He'll kill you in your sleep.
Right? You are that tool, that weapon, for the nation of Israel. All right, you are that tool that is used against the nation of Israel. You're the sword made to slay the nation of Israel. Not in its entirety, but you are meant to cause that hell and that trauma on Jake, which you are doing, and which you have continuously done, still to this very day. To this day.
I knew you was gonna say that.
All right.
He's a sleazeball.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, because well, it just as the scriptures describe him. He's mischievous. He doesn't deal with. There's no, really, there's no moral code to him. So he's the scriptures say, "Don't never trust thy enemy."
Like iron rusteth, so will his wickedness.
His moral code isn't there. You would do something like that and feel some type of way about it. Like, damn, I didn't messed up.
Right.
He just move on like nothing happened.
And further yet to prove, that's why Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to put his anger in us, right? To make us understand how much this devil has done, right? Because if we're just going with our anger, we as men in this world and men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we still have more compassion.
Like dude that killed my aunt's friend.
Mm-hmm.
She had a demon on him, but it was somewhere in Washington. She was a crazy story, but he went on like a murder spree. He like stabbed like 6 people with an ice pick, and the neighbor came out, and he had like, the dude said like he had like no emotion on his face or anything, and was just like, it was an old man, so he got scared. He ran back in the house, and the cops got there when he was trying to break into the house. He stabbed like 6 people. My aunt's friend died. But he was just one of them spirits of vengeance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he had some type of, I don't know if he was schizophrenic or what, but just to have no emotion on your face, like everything was cool type shit. That's the spirit, Esau have, in his wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
He got a whole nation to go off, turn them into moles, defile their heritage, stole their heritage, replaced them as who they were,
You see what this nigga is doing right now. This nigga putting these YNs down and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong. We're not for the YNs. All right? But everything that is being done, all these mob lynch mentalities, and lynch mob mentalities, and all these Karens and everything and situations coming about are from this devil, and he's showing himself, he's showing his horns, and like that video said, hey, we get together every 6 months and encourage you to go into basketball and so on and so forth, ultimately just to watch you fall in your demise.
This is what we do.
Yeah. If you keep you focused, Slaki, if he keeps you focused on bread and circus, like I was saying at camp the other day, here it is, all these dads come out here to show up to make their sons basketball players and football players, but when it's time to do homework or academics or something, to understand, these niggas ain't nowhere to be found, right?
Because they don't see the money in it.
Because they don't see the money. Jake is about bread and circus.
Yeah, well, when it's time to teach them how to be a man, and you know, they not there. That's done through sports.
Right, and it was just normal, and I spoke on that just for the arithmetic, just because these kids, a kid has to go to school, right? But you gonna chastise the kid for not getting a good grade when you weren't even there, right? You weren't there, you didn't help, you didn't care to lead them in the right direction. Here it is, you got 7-year-olds ditching school, right?
Crazy.
You're 7, where the fuck you gonna go?
On the block.
It's like it.
Yeah. I got it. Go ahead.
No, it was just what you were saying, man.
All right, this is Proverbs 4:16. It says, "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall." So, you know, these devils are wired like that. You know, always, you know, always thinking of a way to get Jake to go off, and if they don't do something,
They're troubled by it.
right, that's what troubles their spirit and they.
Sickness.
Yeah.
She's sick.
Yeah, it's like I'm troubled. I can't think of a way to destroy Jake today.
No, it says, "For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence." So that's what, you know, when you get the itis, that's what they need, you know, to go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, they gotta eat that full meal of destruction and, you know, chaos.
Right. Hey, and they do that through cunning devices, and they're being that hunter, man. I don't know if y'all seen the video of the Jake was telling those 3 dudes that he can't swim, and they're like, "You got a life vest," and it was a little kid life vest and everything.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, here it is. He already told you and everything, and you just kept on. But he's boo-boo the fool, ultimately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no sympathy for him. You know?
Yeah, so, you know, that's what it is. And yeah, you gotta be dumb in this day and age to think that they have you in their best interests. You know?
Yeah, you can pull it. Because you got anything else?
No.
Got anything else? Yeah.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 40, verse 6. "A little or nothing is his rest, and afterward he is in his sleep, as in a day of keeping watch, troubled in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped of a battle."
Yeah. Yeah. This devil he gets no rest until he has caused utter chaos and disorder.
Right.
Because in that day, when Jacob's trouble pop off, this devil is going to be happy as pig rolling in shit.
Man, that's when he's gonna go Dracula mode.
Yeah, he is just going. He's going to get that. He's really going to have that bloodthirst.
Yeah.
Right then, because he believes he's going to hit the heights of his wickedness.
Yep.
He's going to accomplish all his goals, all his tasks, everything that he's worked so diligently for throughout these decades, right? That, hey, it's now finally came to fruition.
And can't nobody stop.
Right, and can't nobody stop him.
It's
Right.
a true saying after all, no rest for the wicked.
Right.
Like, if he's not getting no rest now while he's trying to constantly find ways to make Jake's life harder, just think of how much more he's not going to get rest in the kingdom. It's just like...
Yeah.
Right.
You ain't gonna
Shit.
Hey,
Fucking 5 minutes of sleep, fool.
it's
You
gonna
might
feel.
get 30 seconds.
It's gonna feel. This devil's. Hey, it's gonna be a slumber to us, but this devil is gonna feel like
tired.
nothing. Like even the Sabbath day, you know, is gonna feel like to him like it was just it was an hour.
You know, time go by fast. You know, when you're not at work.
Right.
You know.
You know.
Were you having a good time too?
Shit, time ain't gonna go by for us because we ain't gonna acknowledge it. You know, we ain't gonna acknowledge time like we have to on this side.
It's 4 o'clock.
Right? Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai said he gonna stretch out the days too. So hey, that work day is gonna be long. All right, for you other nations, especially you Esau, Edom.
Oh yeah.
You know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is truly going to do his work and magnify and glorify his name yet again, continuously. All right? Hey, the Yahweh Shem Yahushua's name shall never be put out of the earth again. All right? There will be no more confusion. Ever. All right? Ever. There will be no more titles. Yeah, call him by his name. Unless you're saying Alashadya, that'll be a title that you could probably keep. But Yahweh Shem Yahushua, hey, his name will reign, their name will reign supreme on earth again. All right? That's why every mouth shall confess, every knee shall bow that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is Lord. All right? There's no need for anything else. All right? Everybody's got anything? All right. Well, with that, hey, Lord willing, this was edifying, uplifting. We want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children of this learning, to the Baishah Double Dot, the House of David. Till the next time, it's Men of Valor saying, Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abba, Shalom.